Hello, this is Bill Steffen. We're coming at you from the three-season porch. I've kind of evacuated the man cave for a little bit because the weather's been nice, and I can sit out here and enjoy the backyard, listen to the birds, and enjoy the evenings here. But a lot to talk about weather-wise. I want to start out and take a look at some of the noontime temperatures from yesterday. There was a cold front that was moving across the area, and it really produced kind of a wide variety of temperatures across the area. If you were in the Detroit region yesterday, temperatures were up into the mid 80s during the afternoon, and they were getting quite a bit of warm air up into the southeastern corner of the state. And if we can take a look at the map, we'll be able to show you that the temperatures got cooler as you went off toward the east. Detroit at 84, Lansing at 68. And they were reporting heavy rain at the time. Grand Rapids was 63 degrees. We had some rain in the morning, but it would taper off by around the noon hour. And look at the Muskegon Pier down there on the bottom at just 53 degrees. So that's a 31 degree difference across the state of Michigan. And the picture there from the Glora camera shows the Lake Express Fairway heading out into a very cool and damp Lake Michigan. The winds were fairly light, so you can see the lake was relatively calm during the day. Well, I want to talk about the lake forecast here for the day tomorrow. Winds are going to start out of the northeast, and they'll be fairly light, so the lake should be fairly calm, around 6 inches or so for waves during the morning. And then the wind may turn a little bit more to the northwest during the afternoon off the lake. Lake is cold. The water temperature at Oval Beach in Saugatuck was just 45 degrees. Can you believe that? And we're already into June, and temperatures are that chilly yet. We got a long ways to go to warm up the lake. Grand Haven did a little better at 53, and inland Reeds Lake had a water temperature of 66. That may actually go down a degree or two here overnight tonight and into the day tomorrow. But waves tomorrow start out about 6 inches, get up to about a foot or so during the afternoon. Okay, taking a look at some air quality maps for you. This is interesting because we still have the smoke coming down from the wildfires up toward Manitoba, and I keep track of that. Those maps don't quite match up. There's two maps there, and I tried my best to try and put them together here. They're not quite the same. We got them pretty close there, but it's Oceana, Newaygo, and Mecosta and Isabella counties to the north. I don't know how they avoided Cadillac there, but somehow Wexford wasn't included. But there will be a little smoke in the air, nothing really drastic here. Following the fires in Manitoba, Canada, still 111 fires. 100 of them are known to have human causes, okay? 6 of them are natural causes. We got 5 that are undetermined as of yet, but they'll probably wind up being human caused as well. But that just shows you that, if you want to stop wildfires like this, you have to stop humans from setting those wildfires. It's not because the temperature went up a degree or two because of global warming that all these fires start. The fires start because of a campground fire that gets out of control, or a fire pit, or somebody dragging a muffler through some dry grass, or even a controlled burn sometimes can ignite into a fire. Canada has 158 firefighters working the fires up in Manitoba, 39 helicopters, 1 down getting serviced, so they went from 40 to 39. 6 of those big water bombers are working, and those things can bomb a lot of water, and 87 pieces of heavy equipment. Now, the next slide, I got some information on fires in the U.S. to see how we compare. It's been kind of a quiet spring for wildfires. 24 wildfire. We have 24 what they call incidents going on. That's a satellite picture, by the way, from yesterday, showing that band of clouds was right over West Michigan during the day. We've got 22 helicopters fighting the fires, 78 fire engines, 1,372 fire personnel, and 1 large air tanker is on loan to Canada to fight the fires up there. They also have what sounded like 3 pilots that they've sent up there too to help out. And there's some other resources that we've lent to Canada to fight their wildfires here, since we don't have much going on here now. Okay, this is kind of interesting for you. The temperatures up in Alaska, these are forecast high temperatures for later today. And you can see it's warmed up a little bit on the coast, where some temperatures in the south coast were only in the 40s. I put there on the map there that Valdez On the south coast, had a high temperature of 45 yesterday, and the average high is 62. So that's 17 degrees cooler than average. Valdez is like the little Switzerland of Alaska. It's got mountaintops around it that are covered with snow. We had dinner a couple of nights outside at the Fat Mermaid, and it was just an amazing place to be. And I thought it was kind of interesting that a Spanish explorer got up there, and they named a little town there, and that name stuck. So amongst all the Inuit and English names that you have up there in Alaska, you've got one town that's got a Spanish name. And look at the temperatures off to the north. It finally makes 30 up in Point Barrow at Utqiagvik. I think it's Utqiagvik. Temperature there, 28 degrees, 26 degrees. Dead Horse, I believe, was Utqiagvik was 26, and Dead Horse was 26, and Utqiagvik was 28 for high temperatures here. That was on Tuesday, and Utqiagvik has not been above freezing so far this year. So they've gone all the way into June here, all the way to June the 4th, and they have not been above freezing, and they should stay a couple degrees below freezing here later on today as well. It does warm up in the interior. You can see temperatures should make it up to around 60 around Fairbanks there. But Alaska has certainly been on the cool side, and not much in the way of snow or ice has melted up there on that north slope so far. Okay, there's another interesting fact here for you. This is going to be a record. We have had no hurricanes form through June 4th in the Northern Hemisphere. And you can see the three maps there. Is first the Atlantic. There's been a lot of dust blowing off the Sahara, which has kind of inhibited any hurricane or tropical storm developing. We've had Alvin in the Eastern Pacific. That came up the coastline. And that's, by the way, that's produced some interesting moisture up into the desert Southwest. Needles, California, which is in the middle of the desert, got 1.2 inches of rain yesterday as a thunderstorm kind of parked down over them. That doesn't happen too often. Death Valley had 0.03, San Diego had 0.03, Phoenix had 1,400. It's not a lot, but a lot for them for the month of June, that's for sure. The X that you see there in that center map is where a tropical storm is expected to develop. This one will be called Barbara. No guarantees, though, that it will intensify enough to reach hurricane status. If it does, of course, it would be the first one of the year. But we had Alvin, and Alvin never reached hurricane status. In fact, it was only a tropical storm for less than a day, I think, before it weakened. The map on the right is the Western Pacific, where there is usually a typhoon going on in June, in the early part of June, but nothing out there now, and we're not expecting anything to develop there much either. The typhoon was same thing as a hurricane. Typhoon count in the Western Pacific has been on the low side over the past few years here on average. So we go back in satellite images all the way to 1973, and since that time, we've never had a year when we have not had a hurricane develop by June 4th in the Northern Hemisphere. Okay, we're going to take time out right now and thank our sponsors. We'll be right back to talk about our forecast for the rest of the week and into next week.
And we're so thankful for our Bill Steffen weather sponsors. Complete Care Concierge LLC has you covered. They are the fast, efficient, and affordable cleaning service serving all of West Michigan. They clean homes, condos, apartments, condominiums, your business, your office. They can do one-time cleans. They can clean again and again. They even clean on the weekends. Call 616-264-1397, and we will put that phone number in the show notes. Here's a word from our other sponsor.
When your home needs help, you might not know where to start. Why not ask Ace? We're always here to help with Ace Handyman Services. Our talented craftsmen handle everything from drywall and carpentry to doors and kitchens. We're the neighbors you trust to get the job done right. Let's get started. Book your handyman appointment today. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
We'll just look at our headlines. Mostly dry weather expected here today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Pleasant temperatures. The next 3 days, temperatures won't vary much. We'll be in the mid-70s during the afternoon, mid-50s for lows at night. We should see mostly sunny skies on Saturday. So if you got an open house or a wedding to go to or something like that, weather should be good on Saturday. And showers or a storm for Sunday afternoon. May not be raining here Sunday morning, but by the time we get to late in the day, there'll be a scattering of showers and storms here on Sunday. Our sunrise comes very early right now. Our sunrise time is at 6:05, and our sunset is at 9:17. So the days are getting long here in West Michigan. The longest day is the summer solstice, which is June the 20th this year. It's usually the 20th or the 21st. An interesting fact for you, summer is longer than winter here in the Northern Hemisphere, believe it or not. And that's because the sun or the earth kind of speeds up a little bit. It goes around the sun in an oval shape, and it kind of speeds up a little bit in winter. So in winter, we only have 28 days in February, but we have 31 days in January and in December. All right, let's move on and take a look at that sunrise and sunset time. You can see here we've got the sunrise is 6:04. The earliest sunrise is 6:03, and we'll have that in just a few days here. So if you get up early in the morning, check the sun. It rises about pretty much to the northeast right now and sets more toward the northwest this time of year. Okay, 66-hour rainfall. A lot of places getting a lot of rain. You can see there's more rain expected out there toward Arizona. Las Vegas may catch another shower. There's a couple spots in Utah that may pick up over an inch of rain, but you can see that yellow color indicating where the heaviest rain is going to be from Texas up towards southern Kansas. Wichita and Dallas have already experienced some flooding, and Wichita is going to get more rain. You can see the heavier rain extends up into southeast Michigan, and much of that, by the way, is falling here overnight tonight. I think that will gradually move out on Thursday, so don't be too discouraged by all that rain that's over there toward Detroit. Much of that is falling as I record this right now. And you can see we've got rain on the Carolina coastline areas, North and South Carolina. All right, let's zoom into Michigan here a little bit, and we'll be able to show you that that's where the heavy rain has been overnight tonight. If you were to draw a line from, Benton Harbor to Alma maybe, and then up to the thumb area there, southeast of there is where they've been seeing some pockets of heavier rain. Not as much rain, though, up in Grand Rapids here. We're getting a few sprinkles overnight, especially on the southeast side of town, and no rain at all. From about Coopersville off to the north and northeast, dry pattern shaping up for the next 3 days. Severe weather looks like this. We're going to see a slight risk. That's level 2, all the way from Kansas and Oklahoma, southeast Colorado on down to the Rio Grande. Again, the main threat there will be hail and also some strong gusty winds. Marginal risk extends from parts of New Mexico all the way on up to Maine, along that frontal system, which will be exiting the state and moving off toward the east. All right, that's the severe weather outlook for Thursday. Let's take a look at Friday. And we've got a bone-shaped area of slight risk running from southeastern Colorado and the Texas Panhandle, east to Tennessee and Kentucky. Wind damage is the main threat, and it would be pretty spotty. It's not going to be something that's going to be widespread. No storms expected in Michigan at all. And we move ahead to Saturday. And again, if you're looking for severe weather, it's down in the south, including Birmingham, by the way, Michelle. We should point that out. Saturday, there'll be thunderstorms stretched along a frontal system from Oklahoma and North Texas across the deep south, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, into South Carolina. Main threat would be isolated wind damage. We're not anticipating widespread severe weather with the systems coming in here for the weekend or so. So let's take a look at the forecast here for today. We expect cloudy skies in the morning hours, and there'll be still some rain, mainly southeast of Kent County. It will become partly sunny during the afternoon as temperatures climb back up to about the mid-70s. Humidity drops to 55% in the afternoon, so things should dry out. I think you'll be able to get in all the golf leagues and softball leagues just fine. Winds northeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour is all. They may turn northwest off the lake during the afternoon. We may pick up a lake breeze, so if you're right by the water, temperatures may peak at around 1 in the afternoon, maybe 2, and then they may drop a little bit as the winds come in off the lake. High temperatures look like this for the next several days. We'll be seeing high temperatures today. By the way, I'm going to show you 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and watch how remarkably similar the maps are. This is for Thursday, 76 Grand Rapids. The computer forecasting the lake breeze to kick in at South Haven, where it reaches 65, and Benton Harbor there at 66. And you can see in the UP, there'll also be temperatures here in the mid 70s here. All right, let's go on and take a look at the next slide. Next slide will be for Friday. And as you can see, once again, we're at 76 in Grand Rapids, a couple degrees warmer at South Haven at 67. Out over the open water, temperatures are only in the 50s. So if you're taking the ferry across the lake, plan on taking a jacket with you because it's not going to be real warm out there. In the UP, temperatures mainly in the 60s there. And the outlook here for the day on Saturday, we'll show you one more day here. Saturday looks, again, about the same. Temperature 74, Grand Rapids 62 at South Haven. So all within a degree or two. And up in the UP, you got temperatures there in the 60s to low 70s as well. The latest long-range outlook here looks like this. We'll take you out to next Monday. Partly sunny skies for this afternoon. It'll probably still be overcast here during the morning. Partly sunny on Friday and Saturday. Temperatures, look at the temperatures I got. 76, 75, 75, 74, 72. About the same. There is another chance for rain coming Sunday afternoon, Sunday night into early on Monday. And then we're probably dry Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Long range outlook looks like this. We're going to be seeing above average temperatures here. I think that we're going to see several days long around the, probably the 12th through the 15th, somewhere in there, where we're going to be up into the 80s here once again. Not looking like a whole lot of 90s. I wouldn't call it a real heat wave or anything like that, but a warmer pattern for us. Cooler than average temperatures will be along the West Coast. Much of the rest of the country will be on the warm side. And in terms of rainfall, we've got above average rainfall expected over much of the country, that green color kind of proliferating. And we'd like to see a fair amount of rain. We don't like the flooding. We're expected to be near normal here, and I would agree with that. That's probably a likelihood. Rainfall that we get in a situation like this is generally quick passing showers and thunder showers and not all day rain. So I think we got some good weather ahead here as we head through the mid part of the month of June. So once again, for later on today, any showers southeast of Kent County in the early morning clear out. Should be dry in the afternoon and the evening, and a very slight chance of a shower Friday south of I-94 mainly. Most of us are going to be dry here Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
And now you can hear me. MHSAA playoffs are underway, and we've got results for girls tennis. Division I, local results, Rockford finished 6th. Forest Hills Northern was in 3rd for Division II. Grand Rapids Christian, the top finisher from West Michigan in Division III, and Allegan was 6th in Division IV. And North Point finished 7th in Division IV. So congratulations to all those teams, and there are more playoffs right around the corner.
Neat. Well, congratulations to all our local teams here. Great.
Mm-hmm. On June 5, 2016, this soft drink celebrated its 150th anniversary. Developed by the Detroit pharmacist it is named after, the name used to have an apostrophe that was dropped in 1959. Many Michiganders swear by the drink as treatment for common colds, stomach aches, and other ailments.
Werner's Ginger Ale. Yes, indeed. I got that one right.
Because everyone really does rely on it as treatment for everything.
And they lost the S. It's really kind of interesting. There are some geographic locations where the post office did not recognize an apostrophe. So we have the St. Mary's River up by Sault Ste. Marie, and it doesn't have an S. And we have the St. Johns River in Florida, which is around Jacksonville, Florida, and that does not have an apostrophe. So that's kind of interesting. Like Consumers Energy doesn't have an apostrophe, right? Isn't that right? I think so.
I don't think so. Yeah. I don't remember Mom using Werner's as medicine, but Sprite was definitely medicine.
Yeah. I remember that when I was a kid growing up. It's kind of good. You got sugar water is what it was. Fizzy sugar water. But it tasted good.
June 5, 1989, the new Coast Guard station opened in Grand Haven, a large facility because they've got some boats to store. And the Coast Guard focuses on search and rescue and enforcing maritime law.
They have an absolutely great set of videos on YouTube that shows the Coast Guard in action rescuing people. there are more incidents regarding boats and rescues in Lake Michigan than any of the other Great Lakes, and at Grand Haven rather than all the other stations. I think we are one of the top places for some of the rescues. And if you've ever seen the Coast Guard do a rescue demonstration where they drop somebody down out of a helicopter and then pull them up, that's pretty cool. I got to do that at Space Camp. Do you remember when I went to Space Camp with the group from Forest Hills for a few days?
Yes.
I did some stories down there, and they actually have a simulated place there where they have a rotating blade up on the ceiling, and then it drops a bucket and you crawl in the bucket and they lift you up. And it was really kind of neat.
Where we lived in Traverse, they used to do helicopter training for the Coast Guard.
Mm-hmm.
Which branch of the armed services has the most active duty members?
Let's see. I'll guess Army.
Army by a lot. Then Navy and Air Force are pretty close. The Marines a bit behind. Coast Guard small, and Space Force is just getting started.
My father was in the Army Air Corps during World War II, and I remember when they do the march that has all the service themes in it, and then you're supposed to stand up if you were in that service. Like if you were in the Air Force, you'd stand up. And they started doing the Air Force. I remember I was a kid, and I was like, Dad, you're supposed to stand up. I wasn't in the Air Force. I was in the Army, and he was like, because the Air Force didn't start until I believe, 1946 or 47. Huh. My dad was very, very loyal to the Army. So he was in it for like 5 years.
On this day in 1968, Robert F. Kennedy shot in Los Angeles. And this prompted the Secret Service to offer protection for U.S. presidential candidates. 5 other people were wounded, and Humphrey ended up winning the Democratic nomination, but then lost to Richard Nixon.
Yes, that was a very sad episode when we went through. We went through the happy 1950s, and then all of a sudden everything started to come unraveled in the 60s. And the perpetrator here was Sirhan Sirhan, if I remember right. But the assassinations of the Kennedys and Martin Luther King were tragic events that really changed the course of history.
On June 5, 2004, this U.S. president died at the age of 93. He was quoted as saying, "I did turn 75 today, but remember, that's only 24 Celsius."
I like that line.
You're getting pretty close to 24 Celsius.
2004. Okay. My first guess would be Gerald Ford, but I don't know if I can remember him telling jokes like that. Let's see. There was wouldn't have been Eisenhower. Nixon wasn't prone to making jokes. No, I can't see Lyndon Johnson saying that.
Nope, you're going the wrong way.
Well, Roosevelt was gone. Truman was gone. Eisenhower, was he still around? No, he wasn't around in 2004. I'll guess Ford. Reagan. Oh, golly, how could I miss that one?
Right? Yeah.
And he was quick with the line. He really was. Yeah. I'll have to remember that line because I'm almost 75. I was 24 Celsius, whatever.
June 5 is Constitution Day in this European country. Its only land border is with Germany. Greenland is an autonomous territory in its kingdom.
Denmark.
Very good. Happy Constitution Day to Denmark.
How could I forget Reagan? Okay, let's go on. Okay. A John Scully picture here. Low clouds out over the lake there, and some high clouds above. When you have 2 layers of clouds like that, it makes for a pretty gloomy, dark day. And especially as the sun gets closer to sunrise or sunset here, it can be pretty dark. But beautiful day. Great pictures from along the lake from John Scully, who's up near Muskegon and Grand Haven. And John Doherty sends us this picture. That is what looks like, is that Is that a tulip of some kind?
No, he told me what it was. Not a tulip, but I can't remember. If you know, comment in the comments.
Iris, maybe. Irises are
Maybe.
blooming. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
that sounds good.
We have some beautiful irises out in front here. They're not that color, but interesting. Well, John, thank you for that. Things are turning green and the flowers are blooming in Benzie County. The Benzie bloom is underway. Well, I hope everybody has a fantastic day today. We'll be back to talk a little bit about what's ahead more for the weekend and into next week. And what's ahead is some very pleasant weather as Thursday through Friday here should be on the sunshiny side. So once again, thanks for sticking around till the end and have a good one.